Hey guys, Iris here, and I just wanted to talk about my clinical experience and reflect on it for OB. I'm going to go ahead and talk about strengths I exhibited, weaknesses, interventions to assist growing, and then just an overall takeaway. So first thing, strengths. I, over the last several years, have developed good emotional intelligence and specifically ability to read facial expression and body language. Working with nonverbal patients helps out with that a lot. So I ended up translating it in a way that I hadn't expected. I had 3 patients that were non-English speaking, and I was often able to anticipate their needs in spite of the language barrier, just based on watching them, noticing that they needed to use the restroom, noticing that they wanted their husband close, things like that. The next thing that I was able to demonstrate strength in was teamwork. The third day, the nurse I was following was really, really busy. So I facilitated, I helped out with rounding, I grabbed her things from the supply closet that she needed, and then she ended up getting hypoglycemic and I brought her some juice to help out with that. So ultimately I didn't get to watch everything that I wanted to, but I felt comfortable with that decision because the ultimate goal was for us to take care of our patients and give good care, and whether I'm a student or a nurse, that's my ultimate goal, and so we were able to reach that. As far as weaknesses go, I have never been organized in my brain. I try and overcompensate by being organized in the rest of my life, which is why I've created this notebook that I bring with me to clinicals to keep myself on task. And the third day when it got really busy, the problem that I found was that I was writing notes just anywhere in the book because I didn't have time to flip to the page that I wanted to. And my concern with that is that as a nursing student, it's not too big of a deal, but later on when I'm a nurse, if I write down a medication in there or an important communication that needs to be transferred to the doctor and that doesn't happen, then it could affect patient outcomes negatively. So I have 3 interventions that I wanted to do in order to deal with that. First, I'm going to bring tabs with me to my clinical as opposed to only preparing the night before with tabs, so that if I have a new page that I'm starting on, I can tab it and I know to flip to that page when I need it. The next thing I'm going to do is when I sit down for charting, I'm going to go through it and make sure that I haven't written down something in the wrong spot. And then the final thing that I want to do is create some laminated checkoff lists that I can wipe off with alcohol swabs afterwards, because that was helpful for me in my last job and I want to carry it over. So I'm going to create one for medication administration and one for room safety. So the next thing that was a challenge for me is that I'm a people pleaser, and that might seem like a nice thing, but it can be really challenging when you find yourself feeling emotional in a time when you need to use your brain to the best of its functional ability. And so with my nurse, with my clinical scholar, I did find that I got intimidated because she didn't smile very much at me, and I was wondering if it was a reflection of the fact that I wasn't doing well enough. And so I kept on second guessing myself. When ultimately she was a really organized, appropriate, and intelligent woman, and she just didn't smile as much as I do, and that's absolutely okay. So when I encounter that in the future, what I want to do is take a couple deep breaths if I start feeling myself feeling uncomfortable with another person's disposition. Next, I want to ask myself, is what I'm doing safe, and is what I'm doing best for my patient? And if the answer to that is, to both of those, is yes, then I'll continue with a little bit more comfort. And then finally, I just want to go ahead and journal when I'm feeling comfortable the evening after, so that I can make sure that I'm working through those emotions and trying to grow. Overall, I was just so impressed by the patient-centered care that all the nurses in OB offered to their patients, and I want to do that for my patients in the future. They did a better job, I think, than some nurses of listening to what their patient wanted. So thanks, guys. Have a great summer, and all right, thanks.